Assalamualaikum and good evening to everyone. After a long time, we are meeting in another class in order to discuss a poem. In today's class, we are going to discuss the poem The Clown's Wife by Johnson Agard. It is a humor poem. Basically, when we discuss about humor poems, definitely we will find a moral message at the end of the poem or middle of the poem. As always, we can find a moral message inside the poem The Clown's Wife also. First of all, we are going to know some information about the poet. He is a British poet. He is a British playwright, children's writer, short story writer, and poet also. He won the Paul Hamlin Award for his poetry in 1997. It is considered as his achievement in his life as a poet. So, he gives a moral message to the audience, to the readers in his poem, The Clown's Wife. So we are going to discuss about the poem, The Clown's Wife. First of all, we are going to consider about the title, The Clown's Wife. The Clown's Wife. The title says that the poem is about a clown's wife, a wife of a clown, the clown's wife. So, from the title, it says the speaker is going to be a wife of the clown. So, we can get a conclusion, a small conclusion from the title also, The Clown's Wife. The poem is going to relate it about a clown and his wife. So, first of all, we are going to start from the first stanza. This is the first stanza we are having in the poem. Let's read it. About my husband, the clown, what could I say? About my husband. As I mentioned earlier, I considered the title first. The title of the poem is The Clown's Wife. So I got a conclusion that the poem is going to based on the lives of clowns and his wife. So as I mentioned, my husband, the word phrase, my husband has come. So my husband, if the phrase my husband comes, then we can get an idea that the poem starts with the wife of the clown, because the clown, about my husband, the clown. So wife of the clown is speaking here. It starts like an interview. The first stanza starts like an interview. Someone asks from the wife of the clown, tell me about your husband. Like that, someone asks. Let's imagine. The wife is going to say, about my husband, I don't know anything about him. What could I say about him? Like that, he makes a rhetorical questions for the audience. So she doesn't know anything about her husband. She is in a tension to mention about her husband, because she has used the name clown for her husband, clown. Wife's husband may be the clown in front of the audience, because it is his occupation or his job. The audience who comes to see the performance done by the clown can call the clown as clown. It is okay, but the clown's wife calls her husband as clown. It is a sad thing because at the home, a husband for a wife can't be the clown inside the home. So it is a sad thing. She can't understand about her husband. She thinks about the husband as a clown. She thinks that my husband should be a very happy man inside the house also. He has to perform all his jokes and acts inside the house as a clown. Like that she thinks. But a husband can't do that inside the house because he is only considered as the clown in front of the audience where he performs his jobs. About my husband, the clown, what could I say? She has no idea about her husband. So from the first stanza, we are going to take an idea that it is talked by the clown's wife. The question she makes, what could I say? It is a rhetorical question. A question can't be answered by anyone. A wife of a husband can't say anything about her husband. Then how can others can tell something about her husband? It is a rhetorical question. No one can answer for this question because even the wife of the husband can't answer to this question. What could I say? She doesn't know anything about her husband. Even she can't understand the behavior and mindset that her husband has. When he comes to home, he is not looking. He's not looking the same. Where we look at him in the stage. That's why she says that my husband should be a clown inside the house also. About my husband, if someone asks from her about my husband, what could I say? The clown phrase is not needed in this place, but she uses this because she considers her husband as a clown inside the house also. That's why she can't understand. On the stage, her husband is performing like a clown and he is performing like a very happy man. But when he comes to home, he is totally different. She can understand the behavior of clown. If her husband is same on the stage also he is a clown, at the home also he is clown, then the problem is over. His wife can't say about my husband the clown, what could I say? She definitely will say my husband is a clown, she performs well at the stage and at the home also, like that she would say. But she didn't say like that because on the stage her husband is different person, at home he becomes a different person, another different person. That's why the question made from wife. We are moving to second stanza. We can't say that the clown's wife doesn't know any information about her husband. She knows about her husband very little. She gives us some information about her husband. From those information only we are able to get some kind of idea about the clown. So the person who gives us the information about the clown is the clown's wife, but she can't say exactly how the husband is inside the home and how he performs on the stage. Like that she can't understand the behavior of clown, but she can give some information to us about her husband. So the whole poem is talked by the clown's wife. So the wife is speaking here. In the whole poem, she is the speaker. The second stanza. In this stanza, she tries to provide some kind of information about her husband. She's trying, even though she doesn't know anything about her husband, even though she knows a very little thing about her husband, she tries to give some kind of idea. We have to appreciate that. This is the second stanza that we are having in our poem. Let's read it. On stage, he is a different person. Up there, he is a king on a throne. But at home, you should hear him moan. First of all, let's imagine an interviewer asks a clown's wife about her husband, but she doesn't know anything about her husband. She can't understand the behavior and attitude of her husband because he performs on the stage as a different person. When he comes to home, he becomes another person. He becomes another person. That's why she can't understand. So she made a rhetorical questions in front of the audience. About my husband, what could I say? I have no idea about my husband. Like that, she said. In the second stanza, even though she doesn't know about her husband very much, she tries to give some kind of idea because wife is there with husband inside the house and she knows very little. So she tries to give some kind of idea. On stage, he is a different person. He is mean. She talks about her husband clown. So he is means the clown on stage. Clown is performing on the stage. When he is performing on the stage, he is considered as a different person. I can't understand him when I compare him with the when I compare with him when I compare him with the attitude of him inside the house and on the stage, I can't understand. He becomes a different person. On stage, he is a different person. Up there, on stage, up there means on stage, he is a king on a throne. All know about a king. The king is the person who controls the country, the whole country. So the citizens of the country come under the control of a king. Like that, the audience are controlled by the clown. The audience looks at the clown and they are enjoying. Like that, they are controlled by the clown. The audience are coming to see the clown because they are having some kind of trauma inside their mind. So they are coming to see the particular person, the clown, in order to get relief from their traumas. So he is, even though the clown is not happy and even though he is not happy and even though he has some kind of problems inside his heart, and he can't reveal that in front of the audience on the stage because they have come to see the clown in order to get relief from their problems and issues. So even though he doesn't have a good mind to act like a happy man, he must do that because the audience have come to see him. So he should do the acts and performances very well. So he becomes a different person on stage. He is controlling all the audience with his jokes and performances. Like that, he is a king on a throne. king on a throne is considered as a metaphor, the poetic technique metaphor. King on a throne. The clown is directly compared to a king. The poetic technique metaphor is direct comparison. So, like a king is not mentioned here. He is like a king. No, it is not mentioned. The wife says he is a king. He is just a king on the throne. So, he is. The clown is directly compared to a king. So, it is direct comparison. The word like is not mentioned. So, we can get a conclusion that king on a throne is considered as the poetic technique, the metaphor. So, this is the behavior of the clown in front of the audience on the stage. He is performing well and the audience are enjoying his performances and acts. They get a relief from their problems by looking at this clown. But we can't say that even though he acts like a happy man in front of the audience, we can't say the clown is happy in his personal life also, because we don't know what are the problems he has. We can't come to that conclusion. It is just an information given by the clown's wife. When we go to the third line, but at home you should hear him mourn. It is the behavior of the clown on the stage. When he comes to home, I can't understand why he is crying. In this way, the wife is talking. That's why she starts the poem like that. What could I say? I don't know about my husband. The clown, he is a clown, but he is also a husband for me, like that she said. We are going to take the reason why she said like that, because she can't understand the attitude of clown inside the home and on the stage. When he is on the stage, he is performing well in front of the audience and he is considered as a king. He is directly compared to a king on a throne. So he is the most powerful person at that particular situation. But when we come to home, the situation of home, but at home you should hear him mourn. Mourn means cry. So at home he is crying. We can't imagine why the clown. All know, the audience will think that the clown is performing on the stage very well with a happy face. So he must be a happy person in his personal life also. So we will think that as audience. But this particular clown is crying inside the house. When he comes to home, wife sees that her husband cries. So it is an irony. On stage, he is happy, but at home, he is crying. He is sad. He has some kind of financial problem. It may be the financial problems. So, any responsibilities he has. It is an irony. From this stanza, conclusion we can get is the happiness that the clown has on the stage is not his personal happiness. It is fake happiness. That is why we are going to get as a conclusion, the happiness the clown has on the stage is not his personal happiness. It is not a real happiness. He is acting just like a happy man in front of the audience in order to make his audience happy and get a relief, provide a relief to their info in order to overcome from their problems. So that the happiness he has on the stage in front of the audience is not a real happiness. He is acting. But at home only we can identify his personal happiness or personal attitude. At home he is not happy. If he is happy, there is no need to cry. Wife complains that her husband is crying at the home. She can't understand that. So from this stanza, we can get a conclusion. Even though the clown is performing performing with a happy face on stage, he is not considering about a happy way, because at home he is crying. If he is a happy person at home and on the stage, there is no need to cry inside the home, because he is always happy. But the wife complains that the husband is crying at the home. Up there on stage, there is no problem. He is acting like a happy man. She doesn't say that he is like acting, because from this stanza we can get an idea that definitely the clown acts on the stage, because at home he is crying. So there is no real happiness in his life. The happiness he makes on the stage in order to make happy his audience, it is the fake happiness. But at home you should hear him on means the clown is crying. So the audience don't know anything about the clown's personal problems and issues. He may be some financial problems or responsibilities. That's why he is crying. We are moving to next stanza, third stanza. This is the third stanza. The moment he walks through that door, without the dread nose and them funny clothes, he seems to have the world on his shoulder. The wife clearly describes about the way that her husband comes to home. On stage, he is different. He is considered as a king. He is acting and he is happy man on the stage. But when we consider about the home situation, when he enters the home, the happiness that he had early in his face is different. The moment he walks through that door means the home's door, without the dread nose and them funny clothes. Without the dread nose and them funny clothes means on stage he performed well, and now he is coming home. He has removed his all kind of joke clothes. which make jokes without that red nose and funny clothes. He has removed all his clothes and he comes normally as a person. He comes to home. He is not a clown. When he comes to home, he is not a clown. Without red nose and them funny clothes. This sentence is clearly discussing about that. He seems to have the world on his shoulder. He is having the world on his shoulder. The world is compared to the burden he has. The burden he has is considered as world. After he has performed all kind of jokes in front of the audience, he finally he comes to home. When he comes to home, he is not a clown anymore because the second line refers that clears that without that red nose. Without he doesn't have that funny clothes and red nose now because he has changed as a person, normal person. He is not a clown now. He comes as a normal person to home. He seems to have the world on his shoulder. When he comes to home as a normal person, he has removed all kind of funny clothes which make jokes. Mainly all the people identify the clown by his clothes. So when he has removed his clothes, no one can identify him as a clown because he has come as a normal person. The wife only knows that my husband is a clown. Her husband is a clown, but still she is liking to see him as a clown. That's why she made a rhetorical question in the first stanza. Without that red nose and funny clothes. So the clown has removed his clothes, the funny clothes, and he has worn a normal dress, and he comes to home. When he comes to home as a normal person, he is not a clown anymore. At the end of the day, he comes to home. He seems to have the world on his shoulder. No one can measure the size of the world. No one can measure that. Like that, the burden he has can't be measured by anyone. So it is unlimited burdens he has. When he comes to home as a normal person, he has lots of problems, issues, and burden. That's why the world is can't be measured. So the problems, the trauma, and all kind of issues that he has are revealed when he comes to home. All kind of problems that he has when he comes to home are measured by no one. No one can measure his problems. He has lots of problems and he has lots of responsibility when he comes to home as a normal person. When he is on stage, he has forgotten everything about his personal life and he has changed his personal life into the public life because he is standing in front of the public. So he has to forget all kind of his personal life experiences and problems. That is on stage. But here, at the end of the day, when he comes to home, he has forgotten everything about the public life and he has come to personal life. When he comes to personal life only, he can identify that he has lots of problems inside his mind. It is revealed when he comes to home. That's why it says he seems to have the world on his shoulder. He brings the whole world on his shoulder, which means when he comes to home as a husband, as a father of a son, as a father of a son, as a son of a father, all kind of roles are revealed from him when he comes to home. When he comes to home with all kind of roles, father, son, and a husband, he has lots of responsibilities and issues. It can be the financial issues, because maybe as a clown he couldn't achieve more salary, so that is why he may be so sad inside the home also. We can get an idea from that corner also. He seems to have the world on his shoulder, means a burden when he comes to home. On stage, he is only one role, the clown. All kind of people will recognize him as a clown. It is only one role. But when he comes to his personal life as a normal person, he comes with many roles. He can be the wife of the he can be the husband of the wife. He can be the father of a son. He can be the son of the father also. So he has many roles when he comes to his personal life. So as he has many roles in his personal life, he has lots of problems and responsibilities also. That's why he's carrying a whole world on his shoulder, which means he is bringing all kind of problems and issues when he comes to home only. He can't show those problems on in front of the audience, because it is his job to act like a happy man. Today's video, we have studied first three stanzas of the poem The Clown's Wife by Johnson Agard. We will discuss about the remaining two stanzas in the next video. Thank you for watching.